Hello, my dear learners. Welcome back to online learning platform of Shri Basava Public School. I hope you all are fine and doing well with your studies. Children, in today's session, I am going to start another grammar topic from your grammar textbook, that is tenses. Yes. So today in this session is going to be all about tenses, where we are going to explore or learn or discuss present tense, past tense, and future tense. Okay, so let's start this video with the explanation. So let's start the explanation of tenses, present tense. Tense. What is tense? Tense indicates the time of action or a state of being in the past, present, or future. There are three kinds of tenses: present tense, past tense, future tense. The present tense indicates that something is happening or being now. For example, Ankita waters the plants. The past tense indicates that something happened in the past. For example, Ankita watered the plants. The future tense indicates that something will happen in future. For example, Ankita will water the plants. Each tense has four forms: simple present, present continuous tense, or progressive, perfect, perfect continuous. Present tense. Simple present tense. Simple present tense is used for showing a habitual action. For example, he goes for a walk daily. For expressing a universal truth, all example, all the planets of the solar system revolve around the sun. For expressing an action that takes place at present or at the time of speaking. For example, Garima plays in the garden. For showing a future event that is already planned. For example, the Olympic Games begin next month. For indicating professional activities, rituals like a dislikes. Example, the Bengali celebrates Durga Puja with great fervor. In proverbs which state some permanent truth. Example, a stitch in time saves nine. For expressing natural process, qualities, or activities related to any profession. Example, green vegetables are rich in fiber. The teacher teaches us in school. Form of simple present tense. Statement: I, we, read, you do not read, they don't read, he reads, she does not read, it does not read. Question: do I or do we or do you or do they read? Does he, does she, does it? Present continuous tense. The present continuous tense is used for indicating an action which is still going on at the time of speaking. Birds are flying in the sky. For showing an action which is expected to take place. The principal is visiting our classroom tomorrow. For referring to a definite plan in future. She is buying a new car next week. For expressing an action which is taking place but is not going on at time of speaking. I am attending aerobics classes these days. Forms of present continuous tense. Statement: noun: I am not, am not. We are, weren't sleeping. He, she, is, he is, she is, it isn't, is not, it isn't, not. Forms of present continuous tenses. Statement: you are not, you are not, they are not, they aren't. Question: am I sleeping? Is he sleeping? Or is she sleeping? Or is it sleeping? Are we, are you, are they? Difference between simple present and present continuous. Simple present tense expresses habitual action, routine, actions, and universal truth. Present continuous tense expresses an action going on at time of speaking. Present perfect tense. The present perfect tense is used for expressing an action completed in the past but linked with the present. For example, the traffic police have declared a heavy penalty for those who punished for expressing an action that began in the past and is continuing in the present. Example, he has lived in this house for 5 years. For expressing an action that has just been completed, Ankita has just completed his homework. For expressing past events for which the exact time is not given. Example, we have fulfilled our responsibilities. For referring to news, the president has pardoned some convicted victims. Forms of present perfect tense. Statements, pronouns I have written, we have written, you have written or you haven't, they haven't, she has, he has, it has. Question: have I, have we, have you, have they, and has she, has he, has it. Present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense is used for emphasizing the continuity of an action that began in the past and is still going on at the time of speaking. Example, they have been teaching in this school. She has been living with us for 5 years. For expressing an action that finished a short while ago, they have been playing cricket since morning. Forms of present perfect continuous tense. Statement, pronoun I, we, you, they have. Yes, we have, they have, you have not, haven't, been. Reading. She hasn't, she has not, she hasn't been. Forms of present perfect questions. Have I, have you, have they been, has she been, has he been, has it been. Use of for and since. For is used for indicating the period of a time for which an action has been going on. Example, for 2 hours, for ages, for a year, for a long time. Since is used for indicating the point of time at which an action started. Since an early age, since 8 p.m., since 2015, since childhood, for example. Difference between continuous and present perfect. Present continuous and present perfect. The continuous tense is used for expressing an action that is going on at the time of speaking. Example, I am eating an apple. And present perfect continuous lies emphasize on the period of time for which an action has been going on. Example, he is claiming his room. He is cleaning his room. Present continuous tense. He has been studying for 2 hours. Present perfect continuous tense. The verb have can be used for showing possession or for indicating an action or experience. Example, the guests are having real fun experiencing. She has a good collection of books. Possession. He is having his breakfast, eating an action. So, three usage of have. So now let's start the explanation of past tense. The past tense is used for expressing an action that has been completed. Simple past tense. The simple past tense is used for expressing a past habit. Example, I went to bed early when I was a kid. For expressing an action that was completed before the time of speaking. Example, Ruchika baked delicious cake. For expressing an action that took place over a period of time in the past. Example, India got independence in 1947. For narrating a story, there lived an old man in a village. For forms of simple past tense, pronouns, statements, I, we walked, we took form of verb. For all pronoun, same helping verb we are using, that is did. While framing questions, so first put helping verb, then you can use noun, pronouns, and present form of verb. Past continuous tense. The past continuous tense is used for expressing an action going on at some time in the past. Example, she was sleeping all evening on Sunday. For expressing an action that was habit in the past. The chef was always preparing delicious food for his clients before the restaurant closed down. For indicating an action which had started at some time but had not ended at the time when some other action took place. Example, Mohini was chopping vegetables when I entered the kitchen. Forms of past continuous tense statements, pronouns, helping verb was and were. Was is for I, he, she, it, and it is for were is for you, we, they. While framing question, put helping verb first and then pronouns and ing form of verb. Was and were are helping verbs of past continuous tense. Example, I was watching television when the bell rang. You were not sleeping when your aunt came. They were reading books in the library last evening. They weren't reading storybooks in class yesterday. Were they planning to get out yesterday? Past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is used for describing an action that was completed before another action took place. Example, the girls had slept before grandma returned from the market. Next, as the past form of the present perfect, especially in indirect speech. Mohit said, I have written a story, direct speech. Mohit said that he had written a story in direct speech. The past perfect continuous tense is used for reporting a completed action in the past. Example, Ajay told me that he had won a prize. Forms of past perfect tense statement. Helping verbs, same, and the helping verb is had. It is for all pronouns. Had is for all pronoun. Then while framing question, we have to put the helping verb first, then pronoun, and then the left part of the sentence. And it should be in the V3 form of the verb. Example, I had eaten the breakfast. Had I spoken to you? You had not read the newspaper. Had she spoken to you? You have not read, sorry. They had not spoken to me. Had they washed their clothes? Past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense is used for showing an action that had been going on before another past action. Example, the girl had been trying to make the model of a solar system before the teacher helped her. For showing an action that was recently completed. Example, Virat Kohli had been playing for 2 hours before he was run out. Forms of past perfect continuous tense. Pronouns, those are same and had, and we are adding the be form of verb, that is been. I had been, she had been speaking, ing form of verb. While framing question, had I, we. Okay. After pronoun, we are going to add be form of verb. He had not been keeping well for a year. She had been meeting all the people before she contested the election. Next, had you been playing in the ground before it started raining? Used to is often used with verb forms in the past tense for suggesting that some action happened for a particular period in the past but stopped abruptly. Read the sentences given below. She used to dance gracefully in those days. He used to drive down to office earlier. Positive statements. I used to exercise every day earlier. She used to live in this house long back. Negative statement. She never used to go to the gym. He never used to watch cricket matches. Interrogative sentences. Did he used to eat porridge every morning? Porridge. Difference between simple past and present perfect. We use simple past tense to express an action which took place at some moment in the past and is not linked with the present. Example, I bought a new computer last month. If a part of the action is linked with the present, we expresses it in the present perfect tense. Example, I have bought a new computer. So this is the difference between perfect and simple past. So now let's start the future tense explanation. I hope you are listening carefully. The future tense is used for expressing an action that is likely to take place in future. We know that will, shall, I, and is going to are used for expressing action in the future tense. Simple future tense. Will and shall are used with verbs in the simple future tense. Simple future tense is used for expressing an action which will take place in future. Example, I shall go to Agra tomorrow. For expressing planned or intend action in future. I will pick up my friend in the afternoon. For referring to a general statement about the future, example, the Sensex will crumble down as the oil prices are rising. We will is used when we decide to do something at the time of speaking. Example, I will have a glass of a mango shake. She will lie down for some time as she is tired. For expressing something that will definitely happen or something that cannot be changed. Example, the scheme will be launched next month. The buses will not play tomorrow due to strike. For offering to do something, I will bake a cake for my sister. I will pay your electricity bill. For requesting somebody to do something, will you shut the door, please? For promising to do something, example, I will help you in this task. These days, shall is mainly used for asking questions, for giving suggestions, or for making offers. Examples, shall we take the children to the water park this Sunday? Suggestion. Shall we live now? Question. Forms of simple future tense. Form of simple future tense is will, shall, root form of the verb, means simple V1 of the verb. Future continuous tense. The future continuous tense is used for indicating an action that will be going on in future. Example, she will be joining a coaching center for exams. For referring to a pre-scheduled future plan. Example, the manager will be meeting the new clients on Sunday. For referring to a longer ongoing future action interrupted by another shorter future action. Example, Sahil will be studying when you reach home. Form of future continuous tense. Form of future continuous tense is shall be, will be, ing. We are going to add be form of verb here with the ing form of verb. He will be visiting you soon. Manav will be reaching here in a short while from now. Simple present and present future tense. Read the sentences given below. The IPL match begins tomorrow. The group leaves for Jaipur next week. In these sentences, the simple present tense is used for expressing future events which are already planned and scheduled to take place. The simple present tense is often used for this purpose. Example, the conference starts after an hour. Present continuous tense also indicate future action. Read the sentences given below. Pawan is reaching Canada next week. Deepak is joining office next month. Sometimes we use present continuous tense to express an action which will happen in future and the speaker knows that an arrangement has already been made and it is planned. When we use is going to, there is an intention to do an action but there is no arrangement or plan. Example, she is going to make a phone call. Intention. She is going to join us soon. Intention. She is joining us soon. Arrangement. He is arriving here in the evening. It is also arrangement. Future perfect tense. The future perfect tense is used for indicating an action which will be completed before a certain time in future. For example, I shall have left before you return from office. They will have finished serving food by the time you reach. Form of future perfect tense. Form of future perfect tense is shall have, will have, past. We are going to add have here with all pronoun children. And past V3 form of the verb, always in perfect V3 form of the verb we are going to see. Example, she will have written the letter by evening. The baby will have gone to sleep early. Future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous tense is used for referring to a long action before a particular time in future. The choir will have been singing for an hour before the play starts. To refer to an action that will begin at a particular time in future and will continue beyond that time. Example, Ruchi will have been sleeping for 2 hours by the time the maid reaches the house. Form of future perfect continuous tense. Form of future perfect continuous tense is shall have been. We are going to add been here and ing form of verb. Example, they will have been sleeping for 1 hour by 8 o'clock. She will have been talking to her neighbor for 30 minutes by 6 o'clock. He will have been cycling for about an hour by the time the sun sets. So children, here I completed the explanation of present tense, past tense and future tense. I hope you all have listened it carefully and tried to understand. So children, thank you so much for watching this video. We will meet with another video of grammar in next session. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.